Okay, I want to go over this. Loading up ammo. These are 30 round magazines. I don't always, these are actually legit military spec magazines or aluminum, whatnot. But the one thing is, I don't put 30 rounds in them, and per book, I guess you would call it. Put 28 rounds in them. Like, in other words, if you're like loading these up and they're sitting around in here a little while, you put 28 rounds in them in case the springs get worn down. But I put 27 in them. Now, on the end of these magazines, you can load them up. You can see this follower. This sits on the end of the magazine like that. Now, this is a small can I have. And you'll notice it's labeled 5.56 by 45 millimeter. And I got huge cans of this stuff. But you notice they're all sitting on stripper clips, right? So, and just take some of them out. Now, what you normally would do, I don't ever do it like this shit because I don't trust them. I don't trust it, What you're supposed to do is you take the stripper clips and insert them in here, and you just push them down and they slide in. I load them one round at a time. The reason I do that is because I make sure they're fully seated to the back of the magazine. That's what I do. So, one round at a time. You don't bullshit around. Make sure they're pushed all the way back. One round at a time. So that's 2 and 3. Now, the other thing is, like I said, I'm going to load 27 rounds in each one of these. And I have a few of them loaded up. But this is going to be on the belt. And canteens, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like this plastic canteens. The metal ones are a lot better. But what I do is I put a tiny bit of pull shock in it, not bleach. It's pull shock. It's like nothing. I memean, it's like maybe 3 times the size of the head of a pin. I put it in there so the water stays good. But if you put it, there's like a mixed, like in other words, it's calcium hypochlorite, right? It's pull shock. It's a good way of purifying water, but it's also known as Miracle Mineral Solution 2. So it's also a germ fighter. So I air, it's like a very, very, very small amount of that stuff goes a long way. But I air it slightly on the high side. So in other words, it has a little bit of antimicrobial effects too. But that's because, if I keep this water and I don't change it too often, I don't want any kind of germs to get in it, So that's one thing. But you can grab this thing and go pretty quick, And that's the beauty of having this with the harness and all this type of stuff because, and of course, the first aid kit and a knife, a bayonet, whatever. Actually, you never use it as a bayonet. It's a bunch of bullshit. You use it as a knife. I don't think anybody in their right mind would use a bayonet on the end of a weapon when you got bullets, you got loaded ammunition. So, but it is a handy knife to have, and it does fit on the end of the weapon. But if you use it as a pry bar, you'll bend the shit out of the barrel and you'll screw it all up. So basically, it's a knife. It's not a bayonet, whatever the hell they call it. But this is one of the deals you need to make sure. And also, I normally load the magazines upside down like that because they pull out easier, like where the curve is to the outside. In other words, it's like it might be tucked in there a little bit better. You see how this magazine has a curve to it? I always have the curve a little bit to the outside. And these have like a plastic follower so they pull out faster. But you might, this might not snap over there like it's good in a way, but there's plenty of room. It still unsnaps, but it's easier to pull them out when the curve is like that and they're upside down, because when you pull them out, you're pulling them from the bottom and you're flipping it over and then you're slapping it in. So that's the other thing, okay?